today on 2+U Nevada.
It's really affecting a lot of people in our community, and we're seeing increased need, we're seeing fear, we're seeing people really facing a lot of uncertainty about what the next few weeks are going to look like for them and their family.
Need in our community. What the Food Bank of Northern Nevada is seeing here at home in just the past several days, and how you can help or get help if needed.
What we do is really work with them to provide consistent, ongoing, long-term support through educational advocates and tutors.
Educating our vulnerable populations, ensuring that foster youth are getting the educational tools to help them prosper as adults.
And that really is our goal, to assist the residents to become what they want to be, what they're capable of. And there's nothing like a place to call home to get that started.
Plus, uplifting residents with the power of having an address. We sit down with Nevada Rural Housing to show the pathway to getting the unhoused under a roof. You're watching 2+U Nevada. Thank you for joining us for this edition of 2+U Nevada. I'm Sarah Johns, your host. Today and tomorrow, we're doing something a little different. We're sitting down with those we can call first responders to those in need in our community. An in-depth interview with Jocelyn Lantrip about what the Food Bank of Northern Nevada has witnessed firsthand in the past week or so. And we sit down with the executive director of Nevada Rural Housing. It's an amazing organization working to get every rural Nevadan in a home. The amazing programs it implements. We are thrilled to have you joining us today for 2+U Nevada. You are watching 2+U Nevada, and I felt it very important to bring Jocelyn Lantrip of the Food Bank of Northern Nevada back into our studios today. We're going to do a deep dive into the need of our community right now and what the Food Bank of Northern Nevada is currently doing. And Jocelyn, a lot of this discussion is centered around the government shutdown that we are currently experiencing and the pause in SNAP benefits. Now, that seems to be a needle that's moving as well, because we just saw the courts say that SNAP needs to be funded. But with what's going on in the world around us today, what are you seeing at the Food Bank of Northern Nevada?
So what we're seeing is that SNAP isn't funded for November as of now, and so families all across Northern Nevada and Eastern California are not getting their SNAP benefits. And that's a lot of people. In Northern Nevada, that is 77,000 people. And so there are so many of those, and they're children. You know, there's 41% of SNAP households have kids in them. So it's really affecting a lot of people in our community. And we're seeing increased need, we're seeing fear, we're seeing people really facing a lot of uncertainty about what the next few weeks are going to look like for them and their family.
And so when it comes to this, when it comes to SNAP, aka food stamps or whatever you want to call it, when it comes to SNAP benefits, you said nearly 80,000 households
Yes.
in Northern Nevada. What are we seeing people do, like a run on food banks similar to like toilet paper during COVID? Or are we seeing behaviors change because of the funding being removed from SNAP?
We did a special distribution on Saturday, and we saw 551 families.
Wow.
So that is a very large distribution. And
what is your average distribution?
You know, it depends on the site, because different neighborhoods, because we do mobile harvest in a lot of different neighborhoods, but a really big site is 300, approaching 400 is like record breaking. So 551 is really big. And more than half of those people were not in our system. So they had not received food, at least in the last year, from the food bank through our direct service programs. So
were these government employees?
Some of them were. We did ask people, if they were affected by the shutdown, many of them were. And we were giving, a variety of food. Catholic Charities was doing some distributions on the same day at the same time. So we were all trying to meet that need. We're really working on getting a lot more food into the food bank, getting that out through our partner agencies, bolstering them, bolstering our own distributions, just making things a little bit more substantial. But it takes a little bit to get that food in the door.
Sure. And I've seen your distribution center. It's massive. It's huge. What is your inventory at that distribution center right now? Is it full? Is it because of distributions like this, or is it not full?
Well, it isn't full, but our hope is that it will be, but it won't be for long because we really are moving that food out. So we're sourcing as much food as we can possibly get in the door. We have had some help from the state to do that, and we are getting, and the thing is, if you're looking at sourcing that food, it takes a little while to get it from wherever it's coming from, but also there isn't a food bank in the country that isn't doing the same thing. So we're all going after the same food, so it is challenging, but we want people to know that we are doing it and we are ready to help support them, and we will continue to do so.
Jocelyn, we're not going to let you go anywhere. We're going to talk to you on the other side of this commercial break. But before we head to break, if people can donate to you, what are you looking for? Money, types of food, etc., and where do people go?
We're looking for all of it. The best place to find how to help is on our website, fbnn.org. We really need money. It helps us purchase that food like we were talking about. Right now with our matches, $1 is 6 meals because we have some matching donors, so that's great. We need food, really as nutritious, healthy food as you can get. Non-perishable is what we're looking for. Smith's is accepting food donations right now that will go out to our partner agencies. Of course, Share Your Christmas is coming up. We'll be looking for you there, and volunteering. There's a lot of ways to get involved.
Okay, Jocelyn, don't go anywhere because we're going to continue this discussion. Stay with us. You're watching 2+U Nevada. Watching 2+U Nevada, and we continue the conversation with Jocelyn Landtrip this afternoon with the Food Bank of Northern Nevada. And Jocelyn, we invited you here mainly because of what's going on with SNAP benefits and the government shutdown and local need. And I was surprised by the number that you said on this last weekend. You had a distribution. And if your average distribution is around 300 people, you saw 550 households.
Yes, it was very big, and we were busy the whole time. It was 4 hours. So definitely a lot of people needing help, and we're here to do that.
And a lot of the people, you were asking them, where they work or getting their background information, and a lot of them were new to your system. How do people know where to find you? How do people know how to get help if needed? Because so many families are out there and maybe have never used you before.
Right. It can be tough to navigate. And so we do have everything in one spot on our website, fbnn.org. And there is a place that really lists all of the distributions that's with us and our partner agencies, which we have 144 of those. So they're distributing food for us, and we're getting that food out through them. And then also there's great programs for kids. Since so many children are affected right now, there's Kids Cafe. That's after school meals in the schools. And a child between the ages of 2 and 18 can go to any of those sites and just walk in and have a meal.
Are they at every school? And does a kid sign up for it? Do they tell their teacher? As a parent, how would you guide your child to tell them, hey, you can get some food today?
If it isn't at every single school, but it's a ton of schools, and the list is on our website. And if it isn't at your school, you can go to one of the other schools. You don't have to be a part of that school. You don't have to be a part of that after-school program. it is absolutely open to every child. So you can walk in, there's no paperwork, eat the meal. That's it. That's the rules.
That is fantastic. All the way up to 18.
Yes, 2 to 18. So even if your kids are younger than school age, they can go to one of these meals. So that is a really great resource. A lot of schools have pantries in them. So those are typically for that school. So find out if your school has a pantry. We have that on our website as well. So there's a lot of places that you can get the assistance you need, and we want people to be able to find that.
You know, this isn't fake news either, and I use that term loosely, but this is something where, you know, you are seeing, because you are the boots on the ground, you are seeing this need expanding just in the past couple weeks.
We are seeing our numbers go up, and to be honest, they were already high. We're helping 160,000 people a month before this happened. So it is a real crisis in our community for a lot of families, and we don't want people to have to choose between paying their rent and buying food. And that's why we want people to know about these resources.
So how can people at home help if they are able to help? You know, what is it that the Food Bank of Northern Nevada needs from folks in our community?
That's the joy of the food bank. You can get involved in so many ways. We do have volunteer opportunities. Those are getting full, but we are adding distribution, so keep checking back. We always need funds because that really helps us buy more food. We have great buying power.
Yeah, because in the last break, you said $1 creates 6 meals.
Yes.
First of all, tell me how that happens and what is your secret?
You know, it usually is $1 equals 3 meals, but we have a whole group of donors who are matching funds up to $50,000. Wow. So it is a really great time to give to the food bank, and we are purchasing that food in larger quantities than even we usually do. So it really does help your money go further and really make the most impact.
And then you said that your volunteers are filling up, but if this need is continuing to grow, you're going to need more volunteers to help distribute all of this food.
We may have more distributions. Our partners may need more volunteers. So keep an eye out for those opportunities. And we always need people in January to help us sort food. So in the future, it falls off sharply. So we really do need that help even next year.
Well, and it's crazy too, because right now you're here talking specific needs because of what's happening in the world around us, but also people tend to volunteer more around Thanksgiving, around Christmas, around those December holidays. And that's when people tend to be giving more, but the need is now.
Yes, exactly. People do think about hunger during the holidays, and it is really high right now. So we are seeing that for real. We always do see need throughout the year, in the summer, any time of year. So, but this holiday season, it is really crazy.
Okay, Jocelyn, thank you so much. So for any company out there that's looking to do good with the Food Bank of Northern Nevada, for any individual family out there that's looking to help donate to the Food Bank of Northern Nevada, or for anyone out there who needs help from the Food Bank of Northern Nevada, where do they turn?
They go to fbnn.org, and if you're a company and you want to get involved with One Table, One Nevada, we have a new promotion with Mark Esty for that. So get in touch with us. We'll give you a poster, and that's all you have to do for that.
Okay, Jocelyn, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. Great conversation. Appreciate you being here and really letting us know what you are seeing out in the community.
I appreciate you having me in.
Okay, you have a wonderful afternoon. You are watching 2+U Nevada. You are watching 2+U Nevada, and I'm thrilled to be joined by Bill Brewer, the Executive Director of Nevada Rural Housing. And Bill, you're hosting us at Richards Crossing, which is a residential location that Nevada Rural Housing built back in, what, 2017?
Yeah, about 8 or 10 years ago. We got this going, and of course it always takes about a couple of years from start to finish. But yeah, we've been renting this up since about 2017.
It is an absolutely beautiful facility. Before we get into Richard's Crossing, though, give folks at home an overview of Nevada Rural Housing.
Sure. Nevada Rural Housing's been around for a little over 50 years now. We're a creation of the state, although we're not part of the state. So we're a creation of state law, but we have to make our own money. We don't get any state assistance. And so we work throughout rural Nevada. Our territory is all the 15 rural counties. For the voucher program, we use HUD vouchers to assist people with their rent. We also have programs that build housing. We have multifamily housing similar to this throughout rural Nevada, about 700 doors. And then we also have a home ownership program to assist people with down payment assistance so they can get into a home.
And those three programs, you cover areas, you said, essentially with a population of
150,000 or less. So I mentioned the 15 rural counties, and those development and home ownership programs are available also in Clark and Washoe County, but just not in those urban areas of Reno, Las Vegas.
You didn't say Sparks, so you actually help Sparks.
Correct. I did not say Sparks because Sparks is eligible. Right now they're under 150,000, at least per the last census, and so we can still do work there.
Well, this location that we are at, Richard's Crossing, is a prime example of how you're helping to uplift residents in our state. Explain the ethos behind that and what that project is.
And that really is our goal, to assist the residents to become what they want to be, what they're capable of. And there's nothing like a place to call home to get that started. There's power in having an address. There's power in being able to have a place to go to. There's power in being able to have a place that you feel like you belong. And so that's the beginning for a lot of folks. And then if we can help them get a hold of services in the community and that kind of thing, they really have a pathway to grow and to really become what they're capable of.
And Bill, before we sat down here, we actually met a resident of Richard's Crossing named Nate, and he just sung the praises of Nevada Rural Housing.
And I got the call one day, and it was the office here, and told me that I was accepted. And they interviewed me, brought me in, and within a month and a half, I had a place to live. And since coming here, my life has gone straight uphill. Everything about it's gotten better. The management is on fire. They take care of everything. It's clean. It's immaculate at all times. Nothing is broken ever. The grounds are perfect. If you have a problem with anything, a neighbor, anything, you tell them, and it's taken care of immediately. There is no noise. They don't put up with any noise, so it's always quiet here. You have a kitchen, you can cook. There's all kinds of, you got your laundry, you got this rec room. We have a fitness center. I mean, honestly, I don't think I could ever found anything this good. It's unbelievable. The staff here is on fire all the time. From Amanda to Sam to all of them. These guys are amazing. Crystal. So I'm pretty stoked on it.
Just proof right there, Bill, that people need you and need Nevada Rural Housing. This location, Richard's Crossing, is great. We're sitting in the library. There's a gym, a beautiful outside, and it's just proof positive of what you are doing to help transition people who may be unhoused and get them with a roof over their heads. Truly, speak about the mission of Nevada Rural Housing.
Well, our mission is to promote, provide, and finance affordable housing opportunities for all rural Nevadans. And so we really try to serve the whole housing spectrum, from folks who are just transitioning from homelessness all the way up to the home buyer. And there really is a spectrum in there, and so our goal is to help meet that spectrum all the way through so people can move through that spectrum up until they can be a homeowner if they want to.
And briefly, can you tell me if there is greater need right now with the economy the way it is?
Tremendous need right now with the economy the way it is. People are struggling more than ever to make ends meet. And so a lot of our units are subsidized in terms of rent based on their income. and so they pay a certain percentage of their income, and we're able to make up the rest with the subsidies that we have. I wish all of our units were subsidized like that, but they're not. But it is tremendously helpful to those families who really need that help.
And you help Nevadans with stability, security, and independence. If somebody is watching this at home and they need help, where do they go?
Well, a great place to go is our website if they have access to that. All of our programs and all of our contact information are out there on the website. Of course, they're welcome to call and talk to us at 775-887-1795. But the website is a great resource.
All right, Bill, thank you so much.
Thank you.
This community was powered by Plumas Bank. You are watching 2+U Nevada. So excited to have Jen Campbell here, co-founder of Awaken. And Jen, quickly, I never realized how important Awaken was to our local women and children. Tell folks at home what your method and what your goal is in our community.
So we've been in our community for almost 15 years, working with women and children coming out of any form of commercial sexual exploitation, so any form of prostitution. And so we have a wide range of services, whether it is relational, mentorship, we have an education center. We truly try to meet the women and girl where they're at, and how can we actually help you overcome barriers to achieve the goals that you have for your life. And so it looks different for everybody.
It's so cool to hear what you're doing to help the women and girls who are coming out of this life. Walk me through the process of your first interaction with them, and then getting them to be a productive member of a different type of job here in our community.
Because it looks different for everyone. And so at the beginning, the women and the girls, they need a lot more. And so there's a ton more support that we offer. We really try to give them mentors, case managers, and sit down and figure out, where are you? Where do you want to become? And so do we need to get you plugged into education? Do you need new housing? Is it custody with your kids or resources for your kids? You name it. That's kind of what our case managers and our advocates do, is really be the bridge to community resources. We truly do believe this is a community issue. And so it will take the whole community coming together to wrap around these women and children. If you think about a child, it looks very different if we're working with a 12, 13-year-old versus a 30-year-old. And so especially with the teens, we do a lot of fun activities. We just had fall break. And so we took them to Andelin Farms. We took them to a high ropes course in Truckee. And we actually do really fun things with them. We had a whole 10-week summer program. And so we try to put fun back into their life while creating healthy bonds, healthy community, and healthy relationships. And then obviously focusing on their schoolwork when school is in. And so it really looks different depending on your age and kind of the phase you are in life.
And when you talk about the phase and where you are in life, and you were just saying that you're helping kids, obviously you're talking about your clients and your clients' kids, but it's hard for me to wrap my head around your clients being that young. And I also had this broad assumption that your clients would be from out of town and have been brought into our community. But you just told me a staggering statistic about your clients, that a lot of them are local.
The vast majority of them are local. About 99% of them are local. Very few have been internationally trafficked, just because Reno's pretty isolated as a community. But I would say what we see, we also see the generational prostitution. We see the effects of the legal sex trade on the illegal sex trade, and even in the desensitization. And really, truly what we're seeing right now is a lot of recruitment happening online. And so traffickers have access to your children just with a click of a button. And so especially if your kids have apps where you can communicate with strangers, that's the easiest way to target your kids. And so we're actually seeing probably an increase in our community just because of accessibility.
Wow. And that really leads to the discussion at home, because you never think it's going to be your kid, but it really leads to the discussion of know what your children are doing, know what's on their phones, know who they're talking to.
Absolutely. Phone is not the place for privacy, especially for your children. And so if you pay for their phone bill, that's your phone. And so as a parent, I would have access to my kid's phone. What apps are they on? Know what apps. We're actually creating a parent guide. And so we'll go through online safety. What are the apps? Like, apps are hidden in calculator apps. Like you would never think, oh, that calculator is not a calculator, but it's not a calculator.
That's insane.
Yes.
And when can we get access to this parent guide?
Hopefully we'll be premiering it at our banquet. That is November 15th at the Grand Sierra.
What a fantastic transition. Okay, so let's talk about your fundraiser. It's November 15th, and you want to get your tickets before Veterans Day,
Yes.
let's say. So where can people go, and tell us about this event?
So they can go online, awakenjustice.org is our website, and then they would click to basically a specific site for the banquet, and they can learn more information about just securing tickets, becoming a sponsor, or what the event is actually about. But so for the event, what's really going to be cool this year is one of the survivors that we've worked with from start to where she is now, she is going to be our keynote speaker. And so she came to us this year and said, this is my year.
I just got chills.
I have them as well.
Oh my gosh.
And so to actually hear her story, I've known her, I think since probably 2014. And so we've known her for a number of years, and it's going to be incredible. She has a powerful testimony.
Cannot wait to hear it. Okay, well, you're doing such good in our community. Again, in order to get tickets for your annual fundraiser, which is November 15th at the Grand Sierra Resort, a great venue, and in order to get more information about Awaken and how to donate or become a sponsor, where do you want people to go and who to call?
Our website, awakenjustice.org.
Okay, and phone number?
Is 775-393-9183.
I put you on, didn't I put you on the spot? All right. Jen Campbell, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.
Thank you so much for having us.
You're watching 2+U Nevada. You are watching 2+U Nevada, and I'm so excited to have Steve Ackerson here. He's the president of Tile Alliance, a Reno-based tile contractor. Steve, thanks so much for joining us this afternoon.
Thanks for having us.
I absolutely love talking home remodels, building of homes. I'm not a very good designer, but boy, do I love me a good bathroom.
Yeah, it's true. A lot of people, it can make a big change in your home, especially now that we're coming into the winter months and you're going to be spending a lot more time in your house.
Yep.
A new bathroom, it will change a lot of things.
It definitely will, right? And you have years in tile installation. Not only has Tile Alliance been around for a decade and a half, but how long have you been in the tile industry?
40 plus years. I've sold tile, I've installed tile, I've been a estimator, project manager for another tile company, and then decided to go up and try it myself.
So homeowners really do have a lot of options when it comes to tile right now.
It's true.
This fall, this winter, what's the trend? Like, it used to be all white tile, and then
there's so many tiles nowadays. And it used to be that, you get a stone tile or a tile that mimics stone or wood flooring, and you'd have like 4 or 5 patterns, and you could see that repeat. No longer. It's limitless. The different.
We have a picture of a kitchen that you guys installed. Absolutely gorgeous. I love the backsplash, that window wall, and the design. It seems very, I don't know, European or Thai, or I just love that look. Are you seeing a lot of that now?
We are. People are getting a lot more involved in their backsplash now. It used to be, plain white tile, subway tile, we're good. Now there's a lot more options.
And since there are so many options, and since it is a detail work, why is it important for someone out there to be sure that they're hiring a licensed contractor?
You don't have any protections. If you hire an unlicensed contractor, you don't have protections. We have in the state of Nevada the Nevada State Contractors Board that protects the people. They protect us too, but they also protect the people. So if a project is bad or it's inferior or something, you reach out to the Contractors Board, and they're kind of a middleman to try and make sure that you're getting what you pay for.
Does the contractors board act as a resource? So let's say that we wanted to redo our bathroom. Of course, we'd call you. But could we go to the contractors board and say, hey, I want to look up this company and see if they have disciplinary action?
Absolutely. You go to the Nevada State Contractors Board. You look up. You can search a license search. You can do it by name, by license number, or by the owner. And it'll pull up everything, what their bid limit is, whether their license is current, whether they have any disciplinary action also.
And I have to say, it's so comforting to hear from a professional say, go there, look us up, because you're not worried at all. You guys have experienced custom installers.
That's correct. Yeah. Most of them have been with us for quite a while, and the ones that we've acquired recently have been doing tile for quite a while also.
What's your house look like? What kind of tile do you have right now?
I have tiles all over the place in there. The whole floor is all tile, and we did a fair amount of tile in the bathrooms too, in the kitchen. So
I have to tell you,
we're about tiled out.
With a 6 and an 8-year-old, because we bought a home from the 1970s, and I'm not kidding, we need to call you because we have carpeted bathrooms, and that's just, But anyway, I digress. Tile is so durable.
That's it. They can go over it with crayons, and you can wipe it off.
Exactly. Not so true with the hardwoods and stuff out there.
Or drywall or paint. Yeah, that's true.
Well, Steve, thank you so much for being here this afternoon. If people are interested in getting you out for a quote or design, where do they go? Who do they call?
You can get a hold of us through our website, tilealliance.com, or you can call us 775-284-5083. We're happy to come out and take a look and see what we can do for you.
Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. You're watching 2+U Nevada. You are watching 2+U Nevada, and I'm very honored to have two amazing guests joining us this afternoon. We've got Cooper Richardson and Jaisha Webb. And Cooper, you co-founded and are the executive director of Boosted Diplomas, a fantastic organization in town. And Jaisha, you are a board member. First and foremost, Cooper, talk to us about what Boosted Diplomas does.
Absolutely. So first, thank you for having us on the show. It's great to be here. Boosted Diplomas is an educational nonprofit that provides free tutoring and educational advocacy to foster and at-risk youth. And so these youth that we support, they run into so many different hurdles and obstacles, whether it's consistent home changes or school changes or just general inconsistency in their lives or past traumas. And what we do is really work with them to provide consistent, ongoing, long-term support through educational advocates and tutors that show up to their homes, to their locations, and meet with them during the entire time in our program.
And Cooper, what I love about this story is you actually built this nonprofit organization after recognizing a need due to a tutoring business that you had in town, and now you've closed that just to focus on providing this education to foster kids.
Yes, there was... We started off Boosted Learning, our private tutoring company, and it continually grew. But as it grew, my business partner and I consistently saw that there were people that were requesting our services that either couldn't afford it and we had to turn them away, or in better scenarios, we had some of our current clients and people that we were working with that actually sponsored other students. And that was sort of the idea for us, the impetus for Boosted Diplomas of why don't we create a program in place that supports those who really need it the most in our community that are falling through the cracks. And so came Boosted Diplomas.
And Jaisha, why do you belong to this organization? How did you learn about Boosted Diplomas and then volunteer for it?
Yeah, so I learned about Boosted Diplomas through the nonprofit space. I sit on other boards, and Cooper's mission at Boosted Diplomas really just spoke to me and really resonated with me, because I really do feel like education is the key to opportunities and these students' confidence going forward, and really understanding that they can do whatever they want in life.
And what I know this from having worked with the county for years, focusing on foster youth up for adoption. And what I can't get over, only 42.8% of foster and at-risk youth graduate high school in Washoe County. And there is a definite need for what you are doing. And there is sometimes, or many times, as evidenced by the stats, a gap for these kids who already are living in upheaval, right? They could be moving from home to home, and they need educational advocates. So thank you so much for what you're doing, first and foremost. The need is definitely there. How can people in the community, Cooper, help you at Boosted Diplomas?
Well, we have an incredibly exciting event next week, which I would love for everybody to come to. It's at the Nevada Museum of Art on Wednesday the 12th. And from 6 to 8 p.m., we'll be celebrating our students, and the event itself is called Student for a Night Through Their Eyes, where we invite community members to come out and really look through and see the background, the obstacles, and how so many of our students have overcome those, and the successes that they've been able to gain through our program. As you mentioned, last year's graduation rate for foster and at-risk youth was roughly 42%. Within Boosted Diplomas, we were able to achieve almost 85%.
That's awesome.
And one of those students actually couldn't get counted in that role, but they actually just graduated late in August. So really, roughly 92% of our population from last semester graduated. But next week, we'll be hosting our event. It's our largest fundraiser event yet. We have seen some incredible contributions from the community. We had a $30,000 match from the Wave Dance Fund, which has already been met. So we're currently sitting at about $76,000 out of our $100,000 goal. And that goal is in place to then help us reach 140 students on an annual basis. Right now, we're at about 90, but bringing in that additional cash and donations and contributions from our community will expand out our programming and allow us to make a further reach.
And let's get into what the money is spent on. Again, it is going towards tutoring for these students?
Yes. So a couple amazing things. We have wonderful backers on the back end that support all of our program admin. So every single donation made goes directly to one-on-one services. So we have our tutors and our educational advocates who are the main boots on the ground working with our students. They go to their foster homes, their after-school programs, or wherever they are, meet them on a weekly basis and be that consistent person. Same thing with our educational advocates. They meet on a very consistent basis, starting from 7th grade all the way up through college level when they graduate from our program.
Okay, so we've got about 30 seconds left. What is your goal, and how do people buy tickets?
Want to dive in?
Yeah, so if you go to boosteddiplomas.org, you'll be able to go to the events page and purchase tickets. We have about 40 left, and we'd love to have everyone come out and celebrate with us. Every dollar, like Cooper said, goes to tutoring a student who is in need.
And for more information on Boosted Diplomas as an organization, where do people go?
BoostedDiplomas.org. You can find out everything you need to know. Our programs are Driven to Achieve Scholarship, everything that we do. BoostedDiplomas.org. You can find it and then make donation monthly, yearly, however you'd like.
You guys, thank you both for what you're doing for kids in our community.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
You're watching 2+U Nevada. Are you a business or nonprofit and want to be featured on 2+U Nevada? Have a Mom to Mom Monday, a Tried It Tuesday, or even a cute pic you just want to show us? The whole point of 2+U Nevada is the plus you. You can send us your content by visiting our website. Head to 2news.com and click on 2+U Nevada. Or you can email us at 2+UNevada@ktvn.com. Did you know there's a supermoon tonight? Well, officially its peak is tomorrow morning at 5:20, but this Beaver moon is going to be the brightest moon of the year. That's because it's the closest, within 222,000 miles of Earth. This supermoon is the second of 3 supermoons we will see this year. There's another in December, which will be the last of the year. Thank you for inviting us into your home this afternoon. We look forward to joining you every weekday at 3 for 2 Plus You, Nevada. 2 News Nevada at 4 starts now.